So returning to the anti-thyroid products, we have two drugs that are mostly used. One is called methimazole or Tapazole, and another one is called propylthiouracil or PTU. On page 296, there are a couple of safety tips. Tapazole is far more potent than PTU. So once again, you do not want to mix those two up. Tell your patient. What these drugs do is to stop the production of thyroid hormone. And like the Synthroid, you're not going to see results right away. It can take up to a month to start noticing a calming down of the thyroid hormones as the thyroid stops producing so much. And sometimes that's not going to happen until there has been surgery or what is known as radioactive iodine therapy. Radiation has a huge affinity for the thyroid gland, and so does iodine. And so what is done in the event of a overgrowth for some reason or hyperproduction of these hormones is to get iodine that they have added a radioactive substance to, and the person drinks it, has to drink it through a straw because it can be pretty nasty on the teeth, and they drink it and it goes straight to the thyroid and knocks out some of its function. So whether you use radioactive iodine therapy or surgery where you actually remove part of the thyroid, many times they will start with these drugs, methimazole or propylthiouracil, to slow down that function and stop that thyroid from overproducing, because you don't want to cut into a thyroid that is overproducing. You can end up with a condition called thyroid storm or thyrotoxicosis that can be very dangerous or even fatal. So you want to kind of slow down the function before you go in and operate or do radioactive iodine therapy. Because it's very hard to control what kind of function you're going to have after surgery or iodine therapy, the person is probably going to have to be on some kind of medication after. If they are still overproducing thyroid hormone, they're going to usually be put on Tapazole or PTU. If they have knocked out so much function that the person is underproducing thyroid hormone, then they're going to have to go on Synthroid as a result of what has happened with their thyroid. If their thyroid is cancerous, usually it's very easy to spot because the person starts getting a goiter, might notice they have trouble swallowing. And in that case, if it's caught early, it's almost 100% curable. They remove the thyroid, they take the parathyroids and they put them somewhere else, sometimes in a muscle of somewhere in the upper body, and then the person just has to take Synthroid for the rest of their life. The anti-thyroid products can produce damage to the kidneys or liver, so they're very potent, so you kind of have to keep an eye on that. If you are taking Coumadin, once again, our friend Coumadin or warfarin, you can expect increased bleeding with the thyroid, anti-thyroid product. Make sure that you read nursing implications and the patient and family teaching, and then the various lifespan considerations. We've got a couple of those on page, or one on 295 and several on 296 and 297, so they're very important. Here we see an effect of hyperthyroidism. Hyperthyroidism is sometimes caused by a condition called Graves' disease that just makes you overproduce thyroid hormone. And one of the things it can cause is exophthalmos, or the eyes sort of protruding from the head because of water retention behind the eyelids, and it pushes the eyeballs outward. And so usually the person's going to be very thin, very nervous, hot all the time, jittery, shaky, and then have these protruding eyeballs. So it's pretty easy to spot. All right, we'll stop right here and then get into the adrenal glands when we come back.